Welcome to our complete guide on troubleshooting your Vitamix blender. Whether you're dealing with strange noises, motor issues, or blending problems, we'll cover everything you need to know to keep your Vitamix running smoothly. Let's start with one of the most common issues: unusual noises during blending. If you hear a loud grinding sound, it's often because the blade assembly isn't properly tightened. Simply use the special wrench that came with your Vitamix to ensure the blade assembly is secure. Sometimes this noise could also mean the drive socket is worn out, which is the part that connects the motor to the blade assembly. If your Vitamix won't turn on at all, don't panic. First, check if it's properly plugged in and try a different outlet. Many Vitamix models have an automatic overload protection that shuts off the motor if it gets too hot. In this case, simply let it cool down for 20 to 45 minutes before trying again. Also, make sure the container is properly seated on the base. There are safety features that prevent operation if it's not aligned correctly. For those dealing with leaking issues, check the retainer nut at the bottom of the container. If it's loose, tighten it with the wrench. Also inspect the seal around the blade assembly. If it's worn or damaged, you'll need to replace it. Leaks can also occur if the container is cracked, so examine it carefully for any damage. A common frustration is when the blender starts but stops suddenly. This usually means the thermal protection system has kicked in. The solution is to blend smaller batches, add more liquid to your mixture, or use the pulse function instead of running continuously. Remember, even though Vitamix blenders are powerful, they need some help processing very thick mixtures. If your ingredients aren't blending smoothly, it's usually about technique. Start with liquids at the bottom, then add soft ingredients, followed by harder items and ice on top. Use the tamper while blending. That's what it's designed for. If you're still having issues, try adding more liquid or reducing the batch size. Motor burning smell is another concern that comes up. This typically happens when the motor is overworked. If you notice this smell, immediately turn off the blender and let it cool down. In the future, avoid running it for extended periods and make sure you're using enough liquid in your blends. For those experiencing blade resistance or sluggish performance, first check if anything is stuck under the blades. Sometimes hard ingredients can get wedged in there. Also, make sure you restarting on low speed and gradually increasing it. Jumping straight to high speed can strain the motor. If your Vitamix is creating air pockets around the blade during blending, this is called cavitation. It's normal and usually means you need to add more liquid or use your tamper to push ingredients toward the blades. The tamper is your best friend when dealing with thick mixtures. Black specks in your blends might appear alarming, but during the first few uses, this is normal as the motor brushes wear in. However, if this continues after several uses, or you notice pieces of rubber or plastic, stop using the blender and contact Vitamix support. Remember, Vitamix blenders are built to last, but they do require proper care. Always clean your container immediately after use, and never put the base in water. If you encounter any problems that persist after trying these solutions, don't hesitate to contact Vitamix customer service, very known for their excellent support and warranty coverage. By following these troubleshooting tips, you can keep your Vitamix running at peak performance for many years to come. Thanks for watching and happy blending!